Welcome. This is David Boles, Human Meme. Today's topic, have gun. Will hire people with dreams. If we want to be able to follow our dreams, if we expect freedom from others to follow what good we believe in, then we owe it to our friends and to our fellow citizens and even common strangers to help them follow their rightful dreams. Dreams that make them whole. Dreams that let them become accomplished, finished, completed human beings. We as a people have always lifted our faces to the heavens and made wishes upon the falling and the shooting stars. And our wish has always been to be better than we are, or to be grander than the right of our birth intended us to be. And in that reflection of the starlight against our shining faces, we felt the soft inspiration of hope, of knowing one day everything is going to be okay. One day, against all deceivers and punishers, we're going to be fine. For in that shooting starlight, we find the edges of our definition and the completion of our mortal souls. Now it's true, the dreams of others may not be our own dreams, but for those who work for us, they are working for us to get to their dreams. And they know they will need to help us realize our dreams first. And then they know, they hope, if we are a righteous people, and we are, we will help them up and out in return. We cannot fear the success of the other, the stranger, the foreigner, the friend. We are only our best when we say goodbye and thank you, and when we wish those who arrived before us all the best luck and success. Our motivating agenda can never be to disrespect the dreams of others in favor of our own interests. The sign of a leader, both in business and at home, is one of openness and of empowerment of others to make decisions and to even support them when things go wrong. We are required by the terms of living a life on the same planet to help and, yes, even love one another. And we love one another even in times of testiness and in times of dismay. We cannot rule other people. We can only lead them. And we do not lead by legislating loyalty. People will follow you or they will not. We must become a facilitator for success if we ever expect a success of our own. And that's what it really means to be a business owner, to be open and to not be threatened by those things, those dreams of others, dreams by employees that have yet to happen, but dreams that are still absolutely alive and viable, thanks to you and your employment of the dream and your belief in the intangible. Now, my friend, this conversation with you about hiring people who have dreams reminds me of the old 1957-63 CBS television western, Have Gun, Will Travel, starring Richard Boone. The idea of the show, Have Gun, Will Travel, is that Richard Boone, Paladin was the name of his character on the show, and Paladin was the best hired gun in the country. And you wired him. That means you sent a telegraph, in case you're too young to know. And you wired Paladin in San Francisco. And when that wire was received, Paladin would find you, come right to you, solve your problems for pay, and he'd solve your problems with a gun, if necessary. So, you were hiring Paladin in the Old West, and he was the best hot gun in the West, who had dreams of his own. Dreams of nonviolence and of doing good, and of saving people instead of killing them. So Paladins' interest was completely against yours. You needed a solution, a hired killer, a shot in the night that you did not fire. But by hiring Paladin, you were not only enabling his dreams of a peaceful revolution, usually, you were also unwittingly allowing him to save you from your own bad decision nightmares. Yes, hiring Paladin in the first place was your first error, and he knew that. You wanted revenge. You were agitating for a stranger's hand to help outside the system of law and order. You wanted a bully, a paid assassin, all on your side. And when Paladin arrived in town with solutions of his own, he rarely drew his gun in anger, and only drew his gun in absolute resolution as necessary and a final decision. And Paladin taught you, often against the will of your own best interests, how to negotiate and how to problem solve and how to best own your own best worst enemy, yes, yourself, without putting anyone else in danger. Paladin was the quickest gun in the West, who could kill anyone at any time at will, and yet he chose not to. And so, with that killing option off the table, Paladin is free to become a lover of humanity and to actually help people in distress. And he would help those people, even though you hired him, and even though those people may have been your enemy. And he won the day with friendship instead of cruelty, with joy instead of desperation, with resolve instead of rigidity. And that, my human meme friend, is the lesson in all of us. We are all sharpshooters and experts and the fastest guns in the West. Or at least we think we are. Until Paladin shows up in town to prove us wrong. And the threat of sinking us into a grave for misbehaving becomes harder and caliche real. But each of us, Paladin in the Platte or not, have great power. Power to realize our dreams and to crush the dreams of others. And I ask you today, is that right? Is that a power we should wish for and want? The destruction of others. Our friend Paladin would argue we owe each other our dreams. And Paladin would ask us if it is better to lay down your gun against the threat of danger, to ask for peace. Do we surrender the weapon for the unknown goodness inside those around us? Or do we cling to a protection that no longer matters? Do we honor the bullet over the promise? We must make ourselves free enough to love the self that springs from a confidence in our own lives. And then we may honor the dreams of those around us, even if they do not understand us, and even if they may not even like us. Because freedom for all begins as the only way to win the world. A world of our own, unspoken, but wired, then whispered, gun for hire. As a shooting star becomes that glimmering dream. Thank you for listening. Be a human meme.